What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerds of UVM. I'm your host, David. I'm joined by my friend, Bob.
Hi.
And nobody else, because Luke is still gone. We still miss him, I think.
Yeah. I can move on pretty easily, so.
Yeah, you can. Good. All right, we're going to get on to this episode topic. Thank you all for stopping by, as always. My topic, Bobby Roberts, his Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talk to me about Xbox.
I like it. I think it's my favorite console.
Is it your system that you use?
Yeah, well, back in the day it was. I'm not much of a gamer anymore. But, I mean, I've also had original PlayStation, and then we got the first Xbox. And I think I just transferred over to Xbox because it had Halo.
Yeah.
So I think I just stuck with it. And also, after you play a system like that, and you have A, B, it's hard to go back to X triangle. You know, it's hard to go back to that kind of...
Yeah. Can we just talk about how shitty the DualShock controllers are? Like, for real. Those PlayStation controllers.
I don't know why they went triangle, like square, triangle, X, circle.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't like them. I don't like them. I also don't like their thumbsticks. The way that they're so low.
I don't like
and
thumbsticks either.
And the way that they're like most of the time they're like they've got that round. They don't indent to your thumb. Like, that's really obnoxious. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about how shitty the PlayStation
But I
controllers
mean,
are.
Xbox controllers I like because like it's comfortable in your hands.
Yes, I have an Xbox controller. Would you
Go
like
for
to see it? All right. Okay, so the story behind this is actually a busted Xbox One controller that I've got. It is totally not in good condition because this thumbstick I fucked up. But like, this is ergonomic, like hand design, really.
Yeah, that's what I hear a lot of gamers say. Like they just like the feel, like it fits in their hand.
The way that these two thumbsticks are sort of like not in line with each other, it sort of works like left brain, right brain type deal. So like I can.
That's what I don't like about the PlayStation. It's like they're both right there.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, I mean, it's fine. Like if I need to move down, just select something with a D-pad, as is indicated right here. It's a great D-pad, by the way. It's just like I can't ever see myself like trying to move and like move a camera. Excuse me. On the same plane as each other. The same thing like when I'm moving to do some combat and I gotta hit these buttons here. Do you want to hold it? Have you held an Xbox One controller before?
I played Xbox One. Oh, look at that. Oh,
yeah.
It's like
it feels very. Those triggers are also like super duper tight. Like you can feel the brokenness in that right stick.
Yeah, you can. You can feel it catch.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
But
so
still,
bad.
it literally like right in the palm, like a glove, like a
absolutely. It's
glove.
also pretty lightweight.
Yeah, it is lightweight too. I mean, remember the first Xbox? Like they were like literally like this.
It was almost like a plate you had to carry around. With
basically.
Yeah. Xbox, I think. I love Xbox. I got into the 360 because all my friends were into it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got into it the year before the Xbox One came out, so it was probably a bad idea on my part. Nevertheless, I love the games playing on that. I like Xbox Live. I think it is the superior online video game connection system, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox Live is the best. PlayStation Plus, I have never experienced it too personally, but like in the times that I have experienced it, it's been somewhat subpar. And then Nintendo. When are you gonna get online, right? You have to.
They're not online?
Well, they are, but you gotta like use an app to work it, so it's not it's not integrated into your Switch.
I was gonna say,
which is like
wow. That is bad.
Even then, like on your phone and not in your Switch, like that's a flaw. Like, why do you not have online integrated into your system?
Yeah.
Why not? That's so stupid.
Yeah,
anyway.
it is.
Anyway, Xbox Live is great. I rarely have a hard time connecting. I think it's pretty fairly priced. It's about $60 a year, which is essentially $6 a month. Maybe even less. $5 a month? It's $5 a month, which is honestly not bad. $25 for 3 months if you want, $10 for a month.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's honestly it's very economically friendly for whatever your preferences may be.
Mm-hmm.
I always like that. The one thing I would fault is like the franchises that are Xbox exclusive. Xbox does not have a lot of exclusive franchises. I don't know if you know, Bob.
I know Halo is strictly exclusive to Xbox.
It is, and it's great, but just Halo? I mean, I can name probably
Call of Duty's on both.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars is going to be on both, no matter what kind of game.
But even worse, Star Wars has like a partnership with like PlayStation.
They do?
Yeah, because developers can like partner with certain companies.
Oh,
so, like,
okay.
Whether they want to release like console editions or like day one editions for specific consoles. In fact, Assassin's Creed does that with Xbox right now. But Star Wars has it with PlayStation, and so does Call of Duty. Call of Duty used to be best buddies with Xbox.
Yeah.
Until PlayStation started making the money that I was making from the consoles. It's like, fuck, we're going to PlayStation. But I can name, like, probably on my hand, the biggest franchises in Xbox series. You got Halo. Fantastic sci-fi series. Space Marines, basically, is what it is. Great voice acting. Great characters as the years have gone on. And consistently good
A lot of mystery behind the characters.
Yes. And consistently good shooting.
Yeah.
I sometimes don't like how you can't aim down. Aim down sight, or was it iron sights or whatever that's called?
Man, I cannot remember if you can do iron sights, Fred. You nodding yes or no? Yeah, he doesn't know.
Not with Halo, not with Halo tradition. With a sniper rifle, if you do it in Halo,
sniper. That's it.
But like that's exclusively it. Like I
don't think
I always
you can do
found it
iron
so
sights
weird,
with,
like shooting from the side. I'm like, why would I hold my
like
arm
it'll
out
be
like
accurate.
that?
It'll be accurate because of the targeting system, but
Yeah.
you can't do iron sights like Call of Duty.
Yeah. Which I don't know why it helps. It's just like that zoom in function. Just
I think
makes
it's
me feel
cool.
better a little bit. Yeah. So there's Halo. Then you got Gears of War, which is a third-person
Gears of War.
shooting,
I forgot about
shooting
them.
game. Actually, I think it was the game that sort of revolutionized third-person cover shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got great bloody action.
Yes, it does.
As far as I know, Gears of War was a lot more emotional story than like the original three. The original three were kind of like bro shooters.
Gears of War 3. I played all three trilogies. All three trilogies. I played the first three. I played the one where it was just the blonde guy with
Judgment.
Yeah, Judgment. I found that one fun too.
I have it. I played a little bit of it. I haven't gotten
But
much
after
into
that,
it.
that they were starting to just be more like Xbox One.
Gears of War 4 is the most recent one to be released.
Yeah, I haven't played that just because I didn't.
I hear it's great. I hear it's like
Yeah, me too.
I hear Gears of War 4 is to the original series as to what The Force Awakens is to Star Wars the original trilogy.
Yeah. When Dominic died.
I don't. This character has no meaning.
Dom. You don't like Dom?
Well, he has no meaning to me because I haven't played the games.
Oh, okay.
This is what I know
thought
of
you
the
played
series.
them. Okay.
I have yet to install. Like I got the Ultimate Edition for the first Gears of War. I just have to install it on my console.
What's the other three?
So there's Gears of War. There's Halo. Oh God, this is even something I'm having trouble with. There's another Crackdown is another series that they like to prominently put up. It's like a third-person shooter explorer type game. You run around the city and it's like a destructible environment and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think it's always somewhat lackluster. I enjoyed like my first 3 hours with it, but then I'm kind of like bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
Never really holds my attention too long. It's very colorful though, if for nothing else. It's got a lot of attitude with it when it comes with that. Notice how a lot of these games shoot. Not a whole lot of variety beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's that.
It would be nice if like Xbox had like an exclusive fighter game or something like that, you know?
They do.
They do?
It's called Killer Instinct,
I did. Okay.
which was a rare fighting game in the Nintendo 64 era.
Ooh.
And as you know, Microsoft purchased Rareware back in the day.
Rare.
So they have like the rights to all their games houses, except they're not doing anything interesting with them. Like they have Banjo-Kazooie, but they haven't had a Banjo-Kazooie game in like 10 years almost.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because now everybody wants like those platformers. So I don't know why you aren't making a Banjo-Kazooie game. I don't know why that isn't like a consistent series. Anyway, I digress. So they have Banjo-Kazooie, I guess, but they don't do anything with it, so I don't really count it. There is also the series called... Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to go through the library of like Microsoft games. Crap in a Hat. That's not a game franchise.
Ooh, dude, I don't want to play that game.
They're making a franchise called like the Ori series. I don't know if you're familiar with this. Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I think I've heard of this stuff.
Gorgeous game. Tough platforming, honestly, but absolutely tremendously gorgeous. I cannot recommend Ori and the Blind Forest more.
Mm-hmm.
That game makes me cry every time I play it, honestly. It's so emotional, and it has like, it says so much while being so minimalist in another way. It's stellar. It's spectacular. I honestly love Ori and the Blind Forest. In fact, I'm just going to take this time to look up a couple more franchises to make sure I don't miss anything. So, Bob, what's the last Xbox game you played in general?
Battlefront.
Battlefront? Which one?
The one for the relaunch of the whole series. The one that came out a couple years ago after the Force Awakens.
So the one from 2015, one from
Yes.
Dice Game. Okay.
Yes, because I mean, like I said, I'll play if I want to. Just time-wise and also gamer-wise, I'm not really into that anymore.
Mm.
PlayStation 4, I played the Battlefield, the World War I edition. That was pretty fun.
Okay.
That was pretty fun, but like I've always it's just a muscle memory thing. You go back, you have Xbox muscle memory for your controls, and then I'm constantly looking down on PS4, and I'm getting killed every single time.
Yeah.
Because I'm unfamiliar. It took me after a couple missions, I was able to do the whole look and stare and play, but just muscle memory. I was trying to do iron sights. I'm like, oh shit, I just launched a grenade.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I found a couple other franchises. There's the Forza franchise, which is their racing sim.
Okay.
Really, really stellar racing games. I don't like the traditional Forza motorsport games as much, but the Forza Horizon games, which are basically like these sandbox, arcade-style racing games, those are phenomenal. Those are fantastic games. Both of them are really good technology-wise. Like, their graphics are off the charts. Have you ever played a Forza game?
I played some racing games, yeah.
Forza is definitely the best, I would say, and I highly recommend checking that out for more. Another game series is called the Fable series, which is like a third-person action game where it's sort of like choose your destiny action adventure game. Somewhat, I mean, it was very popular during the 360 days, but they haven't done anything with it since.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing with Xbox. They have some of these exclusives, but they never capitalize on them. That's why they lose a lot of viewership, I would say, or audience, I would say. Because you look at Sony, they've got Uncharted, they've got The Last of Us, they've got Ratchet and Clank.
Well,
They've got a Spider-Man game. They got God of War. They got all these different exclusives
yeah.
coming out that are so
You can't get God of War on Xbox?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a PlayStation exclusive.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like that when it first came out too.
Yeah.
That's a great series. And also, I think that's what you hear. You're an Xbox or a PS guy. I'm like, dude, back off first of all. but that's a big argument that PS people have, which is a legitimate argument. Is they
have great exclusives.
They have great exclusives. Like a lot of people. That's why a lot of guys I know in the military just played Battlefield because it was a PS exclusive system.
Yeah.
I mean, they played Call of Duty too, but I mean, they just wanted to play Battlefield, they just were like, hey, well, do you have Battlefield? No. Do you have God of War? No. So. Why?
It's a real shame. I like the marketing that Xbox does, and I think they have a unique way to connect with their audience. I think their consoles are honestly better. I like their controller better, as I've already said. I like their console, the design of their console and the layout of their UI better. But they just can't figure out how to get gamers to come back to special game series. For one reason or another, Microsoft doesn't want to invest in their own IPs anymore. They don't experiment all that much, if you know what I mean. They're very much stuck in their ways, as it were. What I would love to see from Microsoft is some truly with some new games with a lot of money behind them, so to speak, to trust these developers to do what they got to do. Get some first party developers like Sony has with Naughty Dog, who makes Uncharted and Last of Us, or with Gorilla, I think is the name of the studio, who makes what's the name? Frederick, the name of the game is the one where you're the woman who is fighting robot dinosaurs.
Tomb Raider?
No, not Tomb Raider. Although they did have Tomb Raider as a timed exclusive. It was crap. I can't remember. I'm gonna hate myself.
Metroid?
Somebody had it. No, it's not Metroid.
I don't know a lot of female games.
No. It's I hate it so much. I hate myself so much. I'm not gonna look it up right now. Oh my god. But they have these exclusive, different experiences for their gamers. If you look at Xbox, it's almost exclusively shooting games, which can get stale after a while.
It does. It does.
Microsoft needs some more platformers. They need some more puzzle games, maybe. They need more cinematic games, honestly, like those cinematic adventure games that Uncharted did well. And I know I'm saying Uncharted a lot, but I think Uncharted is a staple enough that people are always coming back to check it out because they like those characters and they like those wild rides that they have with the Uncharted characters. I've said Uncharted way too many times in this episode.
Well, that's a bad thing about Microsoft though too. Is you keep going back to one huge game, Uncharted.
Yep.
I mean, if we were talking about how much you like PS4 or a PS system more than Xbox, you could probably rattle off at least 3 or 4 different varieties, like God of War, like Battlefield.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, I do lean towards Xbox more than the PS4 for the various reasons we said, but man, I mean, you can only play Halo so much.
Yeah.
You can only play Call of Duty so much, and that's a multi-platform game.
Yeah. Definitely, like, especially, and I think Halo has lost a lot of its fire, I would say, in the past couple of years. It's just, it's because there are other shooters.
The last
that
game
are coming
did
out.
well, but it's not the same.
Because there are other shooters that just come out and they like have like just raised the bar, and Halo sort of has stayed somewhat
I
stagnant.
would have loved it if they stopped at Halo 4.
I probably would have liked that too.
Because
But, like, I mean,
because the mystery of Cortana going off, you don't know what happened to her. I'm fine with that. The Chief is home, you don't know what's going to happen to him. I don't think we really needed another Halo 5,
Yeah.
and then Chief has gone rogue. It was a great concept, but I think
wasn't executed. The
you
best.
can overkill a franchise.
Yeah, you definitely can. And I think with the recent releases of like different shooters, like Doom, for example, Titanfall 2, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's elevated the bar, I would say, for what a shooter can be, and just Halo needs to find a way to grow with it, which unfortunately they have yet to do. So I love Xbox. I know it doesn't sound like it all that much, but I do enjoy Xbox. It is my favorite console. The Xbox One is my favorite console that I've ever owned. I love the graphics, and I love the UI, and I love the services. There are these little, like a wish list that I have for this system.
Well, you like it so much, you need to nitpick it, or else you'd just be a blind follower.
Yeah, and that's definitely not something I'm up for.
No.
But we love all of you for being our blind followers. We want to thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Nerds of UVM. If you like what we've done here, consider following our social media and subscribing to the YouTube channel to stay up to date with every single Nerds of UVM episode that comes out. And check out some of our other shows. And we're going to end it right there. So I've been David.
I've been Bob.
And this has been Nerds of UVM. Again, thank you so much for joining us on this Luke-less episode. Until next time, live long and prosper.
You see a space marine, you go shake their hand.